Coming up next on Valley News Live at 10, what areas schools are doing to help students catch up after a tumultuous year.
We'll take you inside a trailer off of I-29 where Canadians are crossing the border to get the COVID vaccine.
Plus, serious questions surrounding police and the use of force after another fatal shooting involving an officer. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
How are your kids doing in school? The National Education Association says millions of students have fallen behind academically during this unprecedented year, which has pulled them from their everyday school routine.
To fight the pandemic-related learning loss, many districts in the Valley are providing stepped-up opportunities this summer. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie explains.
This school year will go down as one like no other.
We definitely seen some impact.
Educators like Rebecca Folden say now is the time parents should evaluate and consider their options.
I don't know that I'd say lost skills, but maybe just a little bit of a slowdown.
Folden is the principal at Clara Barton Elementary and has headed up summer school in Fargo for more than 2 decades. In Fargo schools alone, more than 4,000 students have missed class while dealing with COVID. Folden says the impacts are showing up most in math and reading.
If a parent has a concern about academic loss or anything with social emotional learning, I would highly encourage them to at least take a nice look at what is available this summer.
And many parents are. Enrollment numbers for summer classes have more than doubled on the elementary level. High school and middle school are following suit.
A lot of families calling, just want to make sure my kid is in there.
Although it's rare and unfavorable, there is the option of holding kids back. In extreme cases of immaturity, illness, absence, and failures, teachers can call a conference to talk about the option with families. But with the expanded opportunities offered this summer, Berkman and Folden suggest give that a go first. Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
And for more information on summer learning opportunities, head to our website or download the VNL News app and click on this story.
A Fargo man is still recovering after being shot 6 months ago, and now he's planning to confront the man who shot him. Just after the shooting, Fargo doctors told Nathan Crawford he should be dead. Crawford told us today his goal is to meet with the accused shooter behind bars on the 1-year anniversary.
I could look him in the eye and let him know that he didn't do anything except for make my life just a little bit more uncomfortable, but nothing compared to how uncomfortable his life's going to be.
23-year-old Nathaniel Benson is charged with attempted murder for the shooting near the 100 block of Roberts Street in downtown Fargo on Halloween. Before he returns to Fargo to face that charge, Benson must deal with charges relating to the shooting of 2 police officers in Wisconsin after the Fargo incident. If you need help uncovering an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip.
This afternoon in Grand Forks, there was an arrest, a woman taken in after allegedly stealing a vehicle. It happened after 2 at the Valley Dairy on 1st Avenue South. Witnesses say that they saw the woman take off, others calling police after seeing an erratic driver. Officers tried to stop the vehicle, but that driver, 33-year-old Rochelle Long Elk, took off. She eventually came to a stop in a parking lot near Demers in South Washington. She was arrested and taken to the jail in Grand Forks for theft of a motor vehicle, DUI, and reckless driving, among other charges.
2 people are hurt after the car they were riding in went airborne, flying 15 to 20 yards. It happened around 5:30 this evening on Highway 10 in Becker County. The 85-year-old driver of a Toyota Camry went into a ditch, then crossed to the other side and hit an embankment of rocks, causing the vehicle to catch air. He wasn't hurt, but his 2 passengers were. Officers say their injuries are not life-threatening.
Extra patrols are out in North Dakota and will be for the next month. It's part of the Obey the Sign or Pay the Fine campaign. Last year, speeding was a factor in more than 30% of fatal crashes in the state. Preliminary crash fatalities for 2021 are trending higher than previous years. The state has had 22 fatalities so far this year. Former officer Derek Chauvin will be sentenced on June 16th. He was found guilty on all counts in the murder of George Floyd. More than 23 million people watched the verdicts being read on Tuesday.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is back in circulation. Health officials lifted an 11-day pause on the single-dose shot this afternoon after scientific advisors decided its benefits outweigh the risk of blood clots. Out of nearly 8 million people given the shot, the government uncovered 15 recipients who developed a rare blood clot. All were women, most under age 50. 3 died, 7 are still in the hospital. The urgent push to get people vaccinated against COVID-19 has led to some cross-border cooperation. Truckers from Manitoba are now rolling up their sleeves for a shot in North Dakota. Officials have set up a portable vaccination site and are planning to provide thousands of Canadians with doses in the coming weeks. Riley Leshuk has the story.
Inside this trailer off of I-29 in North Dakota, shots of happiness and a COVID-19 vaccine.
Happy. That's basically the one word for it, is everybody is happy and relieved.
John Harrower received his first dose of the Moderna vaccine today. The Brandon-based driver was in Saskatchewan when he heard about the partnership between the province of Manitoba and state of North Dakota. He immediately booked a trip south of the border.
Trying to schedule an appointment to get the vaccine at home is difficult when you're never home.
62 truckers were vaccinated at this site on its first day of operations on Wednesday. The state has the capacity to vaccinate up to 200 per day.
That is a pretty good number for us. We're pretty excited about that result, and we had a lot of new interest generated just because it was the first day. So we're anticipating interest and attendance to increase.
Rachel Stinson is the deputy commander for North Dakota Health Operations. She says all of the Canadian truckers so far have been appreciative of the staff and clinic. North Dakota is looking to set up more vaccination clinics and possibly expanding eligibility to Saskatchewan truck drivers in the near future. The state expects to vaccinate between 2,000 and 4,000 Canadian truckers in the next 6 weeks. The cost of the vaccine itself is being covered by the U.S. government. Harrower says he's relieved he now has his first shot and hopes it encourages others to get theirs as well.
Everyone is in a ridiculously good mood and very happy and jovial about what's going on.
He plans to return in about a month's time for his second dose.
And if you're looking for places to get a COVID vaccine shot, you can use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the homepage of our website. Or you can open your phone camera, point it at the QR code on your screen, and then tap the link that pops up.
2 funeral services have been announced for former Vice President Walter Mondale. The family is saying one will be in Minnesota, the other in Washington, D.C. Both will be public memorial services held in September, although we'll have to wait for the exact dates and details. Walter Mondale passed away at age 93. He served with Jimmy Carter as a vice president from 1977 to 1981.
All week, we've been partnering with the Golden Drive to help children in need across our community. Due to overwhelming support from our viewers, we're going to keep our food drive going for another week. Here's a look at how much food has been collected just since Monday. Hundreds of items like noodles, peanut butter, jelly, bottled water, and juice boxes will go to help local kids facing food insecurity. Every item collected, big or small, makes a huge difference.
School getting out. These children, they're without breakfast. They rely on schools for meals. They get breakfast, your lunch. You know, they're taking meals with them when they leave school.
If you would like to help, you can drop off items at the West Fargo Fire Department.
When officers are faced with someone employing deadly force can be the response the officer gives.
Still ahead tonight, recent deaths are sparking a national debate about what constitutes reasonable force.
But first, we've got a few rough days of weather before we get to a warm-up. Hutch breaks it down for us when we come back.